agora vamos ver uma conversa que a gente teve com o produtor do jogo, o Jack Hackett. Então vamos lá saber um pouco mais de Suicide Squad Mate a Liga da Justiça. E aí pessoal, agora eu tenho o prazer de conversar com o Jack Hackett, que é produtor do jogo Suicide Squad Mate a Liga da Justiça da Rocksteady. So Jack, the first question is, why kill the Justice League?
Well, I think what's cool about this game is we've taken some of the, in many ways, least competent, craziest, wildest characters in the whole of the DC universe and put them up against completely impossible odds. You know, the Justice League are iconic. They're these super powerful, legendary heroes, and the Suicide Squad are a bunch of, you know, useless villains in many ways, press ganged into service to try and take on this challenge because there's no one else there. I think that makes for really exciting stakes in a video game. I think it makes that crazy challenge. How do you beat them is kind of the core hook of the game, and I think players are going to have a lot of fun finding out just if it's even possible, and if it is, how do they get there?
Okay, then why you choose these 4 characters?
I think Rocksteady games have always been character first. You know, we find characters that are compelling to us, that we think will make for fun people to play as and also to follow through a story, and then we build the game out from them, from the music, the writing, the art, everything kind of is driven by those characters. And I think the Squad are such fun, kind of contrasting characters to what you'd normally see in a video game protagonist. You know, they don't want to be there. They're not the perfect person for the job. Batman is the right guy for the job. Yeah. These guys are not. Plus, I think in multiplayer, the Squad are such fun characters to play as. I don't know about you, but when I play multiplayer with my friends, I want to mess with them, I want to taunt them, I want to, you know, compete with them. And I think that's so in character for the Squad that it's really fun to be able to kind of inhabit that world and mess with your friends and feel like that still fits the universe, you know. And I think that's a unique opportunity in a multiplayer game to tell a story where you can be a jerk to your mates and it still fits within the universe.
What's the same and the different compared to Arkham series games?
I think in many ways this game is very different from the Arkham games, but it has the same philosophy. We want to be authentic to the characters. We want to be authentic to DC Comics and, you know, add that love and appreciation that DC Comics fans are looking for in a game. But then, of course, the Arkham games were a Batman story, and what suits a Batman story is, you know, the tone and kind of the energy, that combat. The combat we had in the Arkham games was perfect for Batman. What we've done with Suicide Squad is make a very different thing that suits the Squad. The Squad aren't master tacticians. They're not planners. They go in loud, they go in fast, and they create chaos. That's what they're good at. So we've made a combat system that matches that fits that style so that the story and the characters match the gameplay. And that's what we tried to do with Arkham, and it's what we've tried to do with Suicide Squad. The method is the same, even though the outcome, the result, is a bit different.
And about the city, how big is Metropolis in this game?
Metropolis is wider. You know, flat as a map, it's bigger than Arkham Knight, but it's also way, way more vertical. So you have a lot of up and down space to play with. The combat in this game is designed to be vertical as well as horizontal. So the total play space is much, much larger. So you've got a lot of ground to play with. You've got more ways to traverse it, and there may even be some more places beyond Metropolis that you visit as well.
How is the accessibility in this game?
We've worked really, really hard to try and do as much as we can to make the game accessible to a wide variety of players. We've added a ton of options, particularly I know that with multiplayer games, sometimes players are playing with friends, you know, who can maybe help them get through some of the parts of the game that they wouldn't necessarily be able to play alone. So we've made it really sure that from the beginning, you can play the whole game with people, you can use those communication features built into the game, and then of course lots of features with text-to-speech, with an on-screen screen reader, with colorblind modes, and all sorts of other options that are available right from the first time you boot up the game, so that as many people as possible can enjoy the game as they can.
What do you think people will like most about this game?
I think people are gonna really enjoy getting to know the characters. I think going on that journey with them on a story level is a lot of fun, but I also think the mastery of learning to play really skillfully with those characters. And you know, there's such a high skill ceiling in this game that I think players will feel really good when they're starting to really nail it. And you can go on that journey 4 times at launch. You can learn each character and all of the kind of tricks that each one has. And then we're going to keep that experience going post-release. I think that's a really cool opportunity for, you know, sometimes not every character can be the protagonist in a video game. I think it's going to be fun to play with the characters we've got at launch, and I think players are going to be excited by what's coming later as well.
And do you have a favorite character?
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn? Why?
Yeah. She just gels with me, like the way that she plays. I think the kind of swinging from the rope and that kind of acrobatic play style, kind of firing down bullets from above, throwing grenades, it just works in my head. And I think there's a funny thing where I think some of the preferences for characters are almost just what suits you. I know some people say they find Harley a little more difficult to get on with, but then, you know, I can't really always gel with Shark. So I think when you get to the point where people are arguing about which character they prefer, you've probably got the balance about right.
E aí, gostou do vídeo? Então se inscreva no Warner Play clicando aqui e a gente deixou outras 2 sugestões de vídeo para você.